Hello friends! Trains are great, and so are games. Both can take you on incredible journeys in amazing locations. But what games have the best trains? There are of course simulator games like Danger Go or Train Sim World, but let's talk about non-simulator game that has an amazing train sequence. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. The game actually starts on a train. Mr. Drake is obviously wounded, but that's nothing out of ordinary. That's the danger in his field of work. But the train is sideways!
Oh god!
And so the tutorial level of the game starts with you climbing a train that has fallen off a cliff. It's an exciting in medias res intro to the game, but after a couple of flashbacks and a few more tutorial bits, the story throws you into the first actual level of the game, set in Turkey. You'll have to play half of the game to see how Nathan ended up in a train hanging off the cliff. At that point of the story, a bad guy has taken the magical MacGuffin on the train and you'll have to catch it. On the way through the train yard, you'll get the first taste of train action by releasing this carriage. And it ends up working as well as things usually do in Uncharted games. You're thrown in a shooting gallery with infinite enemies and a long train going in the background. That's the train you'll soon have to board. So look closely and you might actually learn a bit about what's to come. After the train has completely left the station, our friend Elena finally arrives and gives us a ride to the Nepal leg of the Orient Express. We start our journey on the side of the train in a lush bamboo forest. Keep an eye out for the view. The amazing vistas are definitely one of the highlights in this route. After some trainside acrobatics, we will find our first enemies. They are easy enough to take out stealthily, but it's not long before you'll have to draw your weapons. The various passenger compartments and different cargo loaded on the train make for surprisingly convincing cover elements for the game. There's also always a nice sense of depth and a sense of direction as you fight enemies and try to reach the front of the train. You're given a nice amount of freedom and variety on how to traverse the train. When a mounted turret blocks your way forward, you can jump out the window and take it from above. Then the game gives you some platforming section as you avoid signals above and next to the track. The piece won't last long until another vehicle shows up to give the train some company. A helicopter! Your current weapons don't do much against the copter and you'll have to move on while avoiding its weapons, enemy mercenaries and some more signals. Fortunately for you, the mercenaries left the bazooka in this carriage and so you'll fend off the chopper. Unfortunately, that really pisses off the pilot. The missiles almost end up taking you out, but you are saved by entering a tunnel at the last second. The tunnel section isn't too remarkable, except by giving you a sniper rifle for a short moment. This section made me really appreciate how well the game physics work even as the train twists and turns on the tracks.
Damn it!
After avoiding some more signals and using your skeleton key on this door, the train gets out of the tunnel and we're on some mountain tops. That must have been one steep tunnel. At these open scenes, you have an opportunity to really appreciate how long the train actually is. Before long, an indestructible minigun trooper blocks your way, but you'll take him out by releasing timber he's standing on. But then the helicopter is back. Luckily there's an anti-air tank loaded on the next carriage. Now you can take on the helicopter on a more level playing field. After defending against the chopper's missiles, you can finally shut it down. We're closing the front of the train and you'll finally encounter the dude who stole our MacGuffin. Since he's a named enemy, you'll have to take him out in a cinematic fisticuffs. You'll get your thing back. Some double and triple crossing happens in a cutscene, Nathan gets hit by a bullet and ultimately blows up the critical gas canisters that were keeping the train together. That really derails the situation and you finally end up where the game started. After climbing the train again, you'll get your magical artifact back. That was one of the greatest train drives I've ever had. It's technically amazing how seamlessly the beautiful scenery zooms by, and the action is some of the best in the series. It was truly a technological showpiece for PlayStation 3, and hasn't aged too bad in the PlayStation 4 remaster we just experienced. I think technically the train runs on a loop, but the effect works great. Here's an example of the first loop. again for joining me on this ride. What are some of your favorite train sim games? Let me know in the comments below and I might make this a series. And while you're at it, remember to subscribe so you get notified on my future videos. That's all for today. See you next time!